Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be making Angel. That time of year again, my niece's birthday, and I make her a cake each year. And this year she chose a unicorn cake like that one.
Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be having a go at making an angel cake. Now for this one, you will need a structure so it stands up, which I am just making the body out of Rice Krispie treats, which is Rice Krispies and marshmallows. Now I will do like behind the scenes videos showing you more detail on making the structures, but for this one I wanted to show you more about the cake. So this one was requested by my niece for her birthday party. She's a massive Angel fan, so she's lent me her little nightlight there to use to sculpt from or to use as my inspiration. So I'm using an 8-inch cake, and I've got a couple of cakes here that are cut in half. We're just going to use some kind of purplish colour buttercream. Now I did buy the cakes, I didn't bake them, I bought them ready made. I'll put links below the video to where I got them from. And I have made myself a template just so I can check that I'm stacking it to the right height and carving it. Now I'm just kind of cut out a template of a face, stuck it on the cocktail sticks. I realised that actually my cakes were not quite big enough, so kind of added some of those offcuts to like the edge of the face as well. So it's just a case now of carving it everywhere to roughly the shape. Now even when I use a template, it never ends up exactly the same as the template, no matter how hard I try. So I'm going to cover the whole thing in a thin layer of buttercream, or that was the plan. Then I realized actually I'm going to need some ganache, so I'm going to use some white chocolate ganache. I did buy it ready made. It just holds up so much better in the warm weather, and it is starting to get a bit warm here now, than my buttercream will do. So I'm going to cover the whole thing, including that head that we've carved and the Rice Krispies body in it. So this is just going to kind of fill in the gaps. And then any bits that I didn't quite get the right shape, I am going to add some fondant to. Now, usually I would use modeling chocolate for this. You don't have to, but it's nice to use for it. It blends well. Yeah, I didn't have any modeling chocolate in, so there we go. So any patches that you want to fill in with fondant or ready to roll icing, you can do. And then I am going over the whole thing with my flexible scraper. Now it is going to need a second coat of ganache because I think one coat is quite thin on this, and with it being warm I need it to be fairly sturdy, so we'll go over a second time. It's a little bit big to get in my fridge, so it's going to have to wait until it's room temperature. Now I am going to just put in some details. So I'm going to use my template just to work out roughly where all the features go. So it helps to draw a line down the middle of the face as well. Even though I do this, you can see I still get it off center. Happens every time. So I've cut the template up further so that I can just use that as rough guidelines for where to kind of draw the eye areas, the nose, etc. And of course you don't have to do it the same, you can completely change it, but you'll see her eyebrow, or yeah, it is kind of her eyebrow area and above her nose is raised a little bit. So we'll stick that on because I didn't carve that into the shape. So we'll add that on as extra pieces of sugar paste. Apologies guys, sometimes I say sugar paste, sometimes I say fondant. I realize I change my mind a lot. I usually say fondant, which I think is more an American term for it. But yeah, there we go. So we need to roll a piece out big enough. I hate rolling large pieces. Not even that large, is it? But, you know, I'm a bit of a wuss and a bit weak. So the thinner you can go, the better, as long as you've got your ganache underneath nice and neat. If it's a bit untidy, then sometimes you have to leave it a bit thicker. You can see in that part there, I've just left it a little bit too thick, really. I'm just using some water. It's actually like a little face steamer, but I haven't used it for my face. Just to wet the fondant to stick it on with. And I'm just cutting off any extra from around the edges and also like from the mouth downwards, because we're going to put a different colour fondant on, which I could roll out really thin and just put over the top of this fondant, but we're going to just go, yeah, we'll take it off and put some more on. Okay, so I'm going to put the lines in again. I know I'd already marked them on underneath, but you can't see them now, so let's re-put those in. Ready? So constantly looking at her little nightlight, I can't speak today, just for guidance of where to put everything. So I've cut out the eye area and I've rolled like a paler kind of pink colour. I'm not even sure if I got the colours of these exactly quite right for Angel. I've gone a bit thinner with this one. But can you see that bit I'd cut out, I use now as a template to cut out the new one from? It's not a perfect fit, but it kind of stretches into that eye socket fairly easily for me there. So we're going to need another piece now for under the face. Now it kept kind of wanting to drop off as I was putting it on, so I had to get Richard to hold the other side for me. And in case anybody's wondering why I didn't do the body in cake and that I only did the head in cake, it was to make my life much easier. But also the cake needed to feed 20. I know from my sister telling me at the party that it would have fed double that, and I only put cake in the head, not the body. So yeah, we had enough cake there. Okay, so covering the body, it actually, because she's got 2 different colors, like on her chest and tummy to her back, it made it fairly easy because I wasn't worrying so much about seams. So it kind of covered all around the back, pressing it on nice and tight and then cutting any extra bits off from the bottom. I try to blend it the best I can under the neck. You can still see a bit of a seam, but I don't think the kids are gonna really notice too much for this one. So my niece, actually, she didn't originally ask for this angel cake. She asked for like a unicorn cake, but I made her a unicorn cake last year. But she wanted one of those unicorn cakes where it is cake shaped with just like a horn and ears stuck in the top. And I said, well, I've already got one of those on my YouTube channel. Can you pick something else? So yeah, she ended up picking an angel cake in the end. So just adding small details now, like the little bit of black up near the eyebrow area. I might have gone a bit thick with that black, I'm not sure. A fairly big piece of fondant or sugar paste for the nose, and I'm just using my Dresden tool to push in some little nostrils in there. You can see I didn't quite get the colour of the nose right, so I'm just trying to go over with some different colour, like edible powders, but they just don't really show very well on here, even when I'm trying to lighten it up there. So let's go over with a slightly darker colour. So these are just the edible powders. It's kind of a purpley colour that I'm using, a pinky purple. I don't know the name of this one. I'll try and find it for you guys. But into anything that's like a crease or would have a shadow that's going into. Okay, so these bits are going to be a bit thicker and a bit more solid. Like I say, you can use modelling chocolate, but I didn't have any in. Also, it's getting quite expensive, is modelling chocolate, but I think it does taste nicer than using fondant. So these are going to be the feet. So we kind of squash 2 circles down, and then I'm pushing in like the toe shape. I'll just put a little indentation at the end of each toe with my Dresden tool. No, it's not Dresden tool, it's a ball tool. Oh, I can't think of the right words for anything today. They're just going to go on at the end of each leg there. I do stick them just with water, but you can use edible glue if you prefer. Now, you might be wondering why I've got Christmas trees in the background as well. It's not just that I love Christmas that much. It's that I was planning on making some Christmas tutorials for you guys after Christmas had finished, like last year. And every week I'm like, yeah, I'm going to make those this week. And I haven't got around to them. But the Christmas trees were there, so we had a nice backdrop. But now they're completely out of place. Okay, so sorry, I completely talked through doing the arms. Feel free to rewind it and rewatch me doing the arms, guys. They want to be pretty thin at the top and then pretty chunky around the forearm. But you can see it's quite flat though, the shape. Because if I don't do it flat, there's going to be too much weight on there. And then I kind of pulled the fingers out of that hand shape, put little holes in. On with her ears. So we've got a piece of the same color that we've used for like covering up pretty much everywhere, and then a paler pink. We're going to use a little bit of a kind of a deeper purple. And I kind of cut myself off a template for this so that we could cut out the shape of the ears. Now I did add quite a bit of CMC, or you can use Tylose, to my fondant for this because I wanted it to firm up a bit. Now I chose the ears to go downwards rather than upwards on this one because it was going to just make my life a little bit easier. And it was quite warm weather as well. And like I say, I didn't have modelling chocolate, which would have made things a bit easier for me doing things like the ears. So here's how I made the unicorn cake, if anyone is wondering. So it's just some small little layers of cake, basically, with buttercream between, and then I'm going to cover it in a layer of ganache and then a layer of fondant. Okay, so I am going to put a link to different unicorn cakes videos that are already on here on my YouTube channel that you can have a look at, because I've done the horns and the ears and the eyes so many times. I did one with like chocolates and sweets and stuff as well. So yeah, you can find that on here. They're pretty simple to make, which is why I didn't want to make another one for this one. Although that would have just made my life easier if I'd have just made one of these instead of angel, but I wanted a bit more variety for you guys to watch in this one. Also, I wasn't planning on piping flowers and leaves, but I just thought it was just easier in the end. And do you know what? After the party, my sister said that her favourite bit of this cake was actually the unicorn cake at the front. Not angel, but the unicorn cake. So arms, they'll have to be propped up in place. Now, I did actually make the arms after the unicorn cake, in case you were wondering, because if I made them first and then I made the unicorn cake, they would start setting too quick. The ears, I've put some paste on. So this is just the fondant with plenty of water to help try and stick it on. And I had to put some cocktail sticks in there to hold it because they did not want to stay on. And if you are wondering why she's got cling foam wrapped across her face, she actually had to have quite a bit of surgery, and I had to fill in all these holes as well. So yeah, Angel didn't actually go to plan. And I had to remake part of her face because of some issues. But like I say, I have created a behind the scenes video and it will go into my subscription service as well, so that you guys can see exactly what happened with that and why I had to change it and how I had to change it, why she was covered in cling foam. I'm just dusting the inside of the ears there. I will let you all know about the subscription service as soon as that's ready as well, which is where I'll put all the behind the scenes videos. Okay, so once I've dusted a bit of colour on there with the edible dust, we're going to work on the eyes, and I have got some black fondant or sugar paste, same thing really. So we've cut it in half, squished it down a little bit and kind of creating teardrop shapes. We're going to stick it on with a little bit of water in the middle of each of those eye areas. Now I'm going to add a little pointy bit for an eyelash on each side. Looking at it now when I'm watching this video back, I can see that these are too big in that they stick out a bit too much, but it's done now. I'm using an edible pen in a deep purple, and I'm just using this to go along the edge of the lines. I thought it might make it look more cartoon-like by having like those obvious lines. I don't know whether I should have put those lines on or not. I'm a bit unsure. I'm not overly happy with the overall finish on this one, but you know, it's done, it's made. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. This was one of the most stressful cakes I've made. And fingers crossed my niece likes it.
Which bit are you going to bite first?
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So yeah, there you go guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget, if you like my work, you can always check out my book and my other online tutorials as well. Thanks for watching.
That's your favourite bit, the unicorn? And he's over so happy with that. How many candles are we putting on your cake? How many candles?
6.
6 candles?